Now we are live. Yeah,
Okay.
our next presenter is Ms. Shubhi Sanchin, founder, Material Library of India. Ms. Shubhi has completed her MA in Textile Futures in London. She worked several years as a designer for clients like Alexander McQueen, etc. Then she went on to put together a fashion label that was featured at Lakme India Fashion Week in 2017. Today, Ms. Shubhi will be presenting on unidentified waste of textile industry and problems around them. Over to you, Ms. Shubhi.
Hello, everyone. I'm Shubhi Sachan. I'm founder of Material Library of India. We are running this space from past 3 years, and we are currently based in Surat as well as Noida. I will take you through the presentation. And I'll start introducing. Can you see my screen? Chelsea, is my screen visible?
Yes, Ms. Shubhi, your screen
Okay,
is
I can't
visible.
hear you clearly.
Perfect.
Okay, all right. So we are Material Library of India. We are primarily focused on two things: industrial waste and agricultural waste. However, our forte being textile industry waste, hence we are here sharing our work with you. When we say industrial waste, we are not talking about post-consumer waste. We are primarily talking about post-industrial and post-processing waste as well as agriculture waste. We are doing. We firmly believe in before too soon, when our natural resources become scarce and waste accumulation reaches a tipping point, waste streams will become the future quarries for mining materials. Hence, we are trying to enhance our knowledge on what these future quarries will be like and how will we mine materials in future. We are aligned with 3 SDGs, 9, 11, and 12. What so we Why are we compiling industrial and agricultural waste, and why are we making this archive, is what I'll come to you later. I think after going through the presentation it will start making more sense to you. uh, but I'll take you through all the segments of our work. So at Material Library, we are doing three things primarily: corporate consultation. We Under corporate consultation, we help brands understand their waste, and we help brand evaluate their waste and go zero waste, or create better value of their waste, to summarize it in a very brief format. Second thing which we are doing under Material Library is material literacy. We have designed a subject called material literacy. Even though there's a lot of conversation and there is a lot of uh, education going on about environment and EVA and all those activities in schools and academics, we think that students from all the graduation level, design, architecture, engineering, are still missing that hands-on approach with varied materials. And hence we have designed the subject, and we have been teaching this across 6 institutions in past 4 years. Third thing which we are doing is we are making upcycled everyday products. When we say everyday products, we are literally only making two things. This is primarily to make people realize what the product conversion can be, and how simple that can be, and how effective the materials utilization can be. Moving on, this is one example uh, of our corporate consultation. This is a project which, before I start the video again, this is the project we have done for Dr. Reddy's, converting their pharmaceutical waste into a streetwear fashion brand, and the whole project revolved around setting the back end and in making them realize that what materials needs to go where and why. And apart from that, making it a smooth supply chain at the back end to be for their daughter to run, Malika Reddy, to run the brand now. It's called Cancelled Plans, and this is what it looks like. All right, so this is what the streetwear fashion brand looks like, and we are happy. We have been doing a lot of corporate project, but I think this is only one particular brand which has come out and been has been effectively been run by Malika in past 3 years. So I think it's a beautiful model to see that what waste can be. In material literacy, under material literacy, what we are trying to do is we are trying to expose students to make them comfortable with varied kind of waste and make different and realize their product. So it's just like an add-on and a plug-in to their existing thesis or existing final products projects, and help them realize. One of our students got even the most innovative award in NIFT Mumbai, most innovative project award in NIFT Mumbai, which was a big deal for us to realize that our projects are making sense across the country. Third thing which I showed you, we make very, very simple upcycled products. We are not necessarily into product manufacturing, but we want people to realize that these product conversions of non-recyclable materials can be very beautiful and simple, and it can be a desirable everyday product. This is our range called Conversion, up on Etsy for purchases and different things. Now here comes the textile industry waste. Now why we are doing what we are doing? I'll jump a few slides and show you. So this is what textile industry waste looks like. So why we are talking about unidentified waste here is primarily when we talk about textile industry waste, people often relate it with dye bath waste, people often relate it with fabric waste. What happens to anything and everything which goes around, which enables your machine to be run, which enables so many other processes around the textile industry? And we are not sticking by one process or the other, be it printing or be it weaving or be it uh, knitting or dyeing. We are exploring n number of ways to be able to do it, not only cost effectively but to get the desirable results in whichever direction. So there there is humongous amount of waste which is available out there, which hasn't been even explored, which hasn't been even looked into as a potential raw material. We are interested in looking that as a potential raw material to make people, as well as, when I say people, I mean primarily industries. We are very working very closely with industries to make them realize that the waste which you are depreciating the value of, or the waste which you're paying to get rid of to go to landfill or incineration units, has so much more potential. And we are happy to come and collaborate with you and help you find solution of those kind of materials. These are just very few examples, but we have hundreds of materials in our archive right now, which are primarily from textile industries, so to say, and we have converted them into various things. So this is what products can look like when we are making things from textile industry waste. I'll highlight which are not textile. This is not a textile industry waste, but something or the other is coming back into a textile format. Hence, the example is here. This is again a textile, very, very basic waste. This waste nobody even bothers to collect. It's a shop floor dust. We are interested in those kind of materials. And we really want to cut down that hassle, and we really want to change the materiality of the products, which we are realizing or chucking as materials going out of our factory premises. The very, very simple materials, very, very simple usage, but it's just a matter of realizing the potential of the material and how beautifully it can function in favor. This is a seat, furniture seat. So here are the samples, here are the examples of what these things can look like. We are more than happy to tell industries or shop or product manufacturers of textile industry and mill owners that we would love to come and see your waste. We would love to hear from you and collaborate with you on the problem of waste, and find a solution together for you. So this is who we are, and this is what we are doing. And yes, here is my get in contact details, which I'm sure Chelsea is also putting up for you guys to hear. I'm happy to hear more questions and answer them.
Yeah. There are no questions set. Delegates can just raise your questions if you have any.
Or any discussion. I'm happy to hear any discussions also. I often get to hear that this is a very new kind of conversation I'm picking up. So I'm happy to have a conversation as well.
Ms. Shubhi, they're asking to share your contact details here in the chat
Please go
box.
ahead. Please go ahead.
There is a question from Ms. Mamta, like, hi Shubhi, so how do you
Okay.
audit the waste? How do companies really react to your pitch of your offering?
So thank you for asking a relevant question. How do we audit the waste? We really have to see your process and we have to see your assembly or production line or whatever line you are running. And we have done it for biggest of the companies where we are looking into the umbrella of 29 factories pan India for Godrej or something like that, or simply pressing it down to a small boutique kind of a place. Also, we audit by reviewing your process thoroughly and making you realize what is the waste, because often when we are having a conversation, what is your waste and what do you throw away, people for bigger and uh, heavy duty manufacturing people will often tell us that we have only metal as waste. For textile industry, people will tell us, oh, we have only fabric or we have only water in this thing, and ETP and STP has been taken care of, which is a very regular conversation. So we would like to break it down for people. So hence visiting a shop floor sometimes by as an audit becomes very, very crucial. People react to our proposals in various ways. Some people are finding this as very, very pressing issue, and they genuinely are sick and tired of throwing that waste out, and they want to find a solution. Some people have been not so accepting about the fact that their premises have a big pit and then things have been dumped. For the biggest of the companies, they have enough land patch where they can dump the materials and not be bothered about it. So when you start to talk about it, rather than just pointing a finger that, hey, you are cluttering so much, you're creating so much of mess and clutter, I think people get at ease where you are saying that you want to come together and find a solution for their problem. So far we have had, like, from very interesting to, oh, what will you do and how will you do kind of a reaction. And then that's how we have so many case studies ready for with us now, where we can show them what to expect, because sometimes that becomes a challenging thing for people to understand what to expect as the end result. Does that answer your question, Ms. Mamta?
Yeah, and next question is from Ms. Harshita. You can just look into the chat option, Ms. Shubhi.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ms. Harshita. Okay, I have shared my details.
Yeah, like what kind of pre-consumer things so you deal in?
We are dealing with every kind of material which has been declared either by CPCB or your state pollution control board as non-recyclable, and you have to send it to either landfill or incineration unit, or something which you procure at a very high value and you're getting very, very depreciated value in the secondary scrap market of the country. We are extremely happy to come together and find a solution for that. So we have worked across the range of, we have worked on more than 900 materials across the range of forklift units to vending machine units to multi-layer packaging solutions to pharmaceutical solutions to textile solutions. So we have been working in past 9 years. We have worked across various industries. Material Library of India is not open for subscription, Siley, uh, as of now because of the COVID time. Looking, it's a pretty physical and hands-on and a very tactile experience we are trying to open. So we haven't opened it yet. And post-COVID, yes, it will be open for both agriculture and industrial waste as an archive to come and subscribe and have a membership to tinker around. Okay, yeah, I'm just
You can
reading.
just, yeah.
What kind of testing and analysis you carry to upscale the waste into a wearable product? So, Rachna, to answer your question, when we are dealing with post-industrial waste, it's very easy for us to break down the chemistry of the material and dichotomy of the material because the data sheets of all these industrial wastes are available. And so we know what to declare as safe to be contacted with the skin and what not, and that helps us putting out the declaration for the particular brand per se. Shalini Pandey, yes. Your question is, are you providing consultancy to micro scale industries and garment sector to their waste management? Yes, we are. Yes, we are not looking at the scale. As long as you have any amount of waste generation happening, your scale is irrelevant. We are happy to find a solution which is valid for your scale. It doesn't have to be in thousands of tons. We are happy to club the industry with a cottage industry and then find a solution for you wherever we can. So yes, we are doing it for all the scales. Gauri is asking, how do you make products out of non-recyclable waste? Well, Gauri, you'll be surprised to figure out that how many man-made materials are actually non-recyclable, and we have to burn them down either for their calorific value. Even simplest of the looking material, for example, which you see as sawdust, can have so much of formaldehyde in it that you cannot really just burn it down. So it's interesting when you go into that industrial zone of materials and figure out that what are all these materials containing and what is actually making them a hazard or a problem or health hazard. And and then that's how you start to intervene into the solution. So if you're working with metal waste, we have metallurgy expert. If you're working with aerospace waste, we have that kind of expert on board for that particular project, and that's how we are figuring out what best can be achieved out of it. And yes, it's very interesting to see the transformation. I am www.materiallibrary of India is the site. Go have a look, have a read. It's a very very basic site of the complicated subject we are tackling into. So do have a read and feel free to share your thoughts. My email address is available even there. I have typed my email address here as well. Any questions I have missed?
In the question session, Ms. Mamta has raised a question. Yeah.
How do you
Like in
audit
the
the
top.
waste and how? I think that I have already answered, Mamta.
No, on the
That was
top
a
you can
question.
find. In the top, like Shibi, so what percentage age of material ending up in landfills can be reclaimed as per your research so far?
So a company is generating, let's say, 2 tons per day of particular waste, which is ending up in landfill, or no recycler is paying you for that. You just mix it with the truckload of other recycling materials and give it out just to get rid of it. So so doing the entire chain of audit, doing the entire chain of Reiki of the supply chain, we figure out where is it going, and then that entire material has to be consumed. So we only provide the model for the entire material cycle to be consumed. And once you start that production supply demand cycle, and you start to achieve the results.
I think that's it from the audience side.
Is there anything more in the chat?
No, I think
Okay,
you have answered all the questions.
All right.
Yeah, fine.
Guys, this is a
Yeah.
very very interesting and niche topic in the country. Yes, we have had several years of conversation of converting PET bottles into polyester yarn. I am not against the idea, but PET bottle, as a material expert, has the capacity to go back into the PET industry and become the film again for the virgin materials of plastic industry itself. So I think it's time we move away from the conversations which have the potential of becoming exact circular economy, and we move towards the more pressing and red flag points. And that's how Material Library of India has come into space. And we really need to talk about these landfilling and incineration unit kind of problems. And we're happy to hear any of your conversation, comments, discussions, questions, reach out to us on materiallibraryofIndia@gmail.com and let's talk about it.
Yeah, fine. Thank you, Ms. Shubi, for your valuable insights.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Elsie.
Yeah. So we'll be breaking for lunch. We'll start the next session at sharp 2 p.m. So I request all the delegates to kindly join back early so that we don't face any delay there. Thank you all.
All right. Thank you.